Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another numbered stream in a sequential order of Freedom Force.
Freedom!
Number 3, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sensitivity is so goddamn high. Okay.
Maybe you just need to increase the sensitivity on your gamer brain.
Yeah, that's what it is. So welcome, precogs and VOD squad. We are going to be doing this mission.
Eric Lowry in the chat says hello again.
Okay. Woman, fetch my game facts.
I just...
Smack. Give me my game facts.
I'm sure I already told you where to canister was too.
I could look it up on the other monitor, I guess, but I wouldn't be able to scroll down.
My fingers are already like fucked up. I did so much talking online today. Just typing. Let's see. This is Nuclear Winter Part 3 or Part 2?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, if there's Part 2, apparently there's no canisters.
To victory for freedom!
Okay. I think the Strike for Freedom, it comes out quicker, so it's like more worth it. But then this one bonks for
Stand
more.
back, villain! For Patriot City!
Jesus Christ, hit.
Right makes might!
I can't even National Guard, he doesn't have enough energy. Okay. Just regular bonk?
Stand back, villain!
Yeah, I still can't National Guard.
For Patriot City!
Okay. So what's the rules of this game? It's like you're undetectable if you're above.
I assume that you're in one of the Nuclear Winter stages, since your save was literally Nuclear Winter 2, right?
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell. I named it Nuclear Winter 2. I don't know if it necessarily is.
Well, I would hope that you would name them accordingly so that I could help you.
I was just numbering them as I needed saves. Nuclear Winter, track Nuclear Winter by following the directions of the mysterious stranger.
Okay, so that's 2. Let's see, canisters. They say there's quite a few, including one life canister. This one can be tough, as you need to be very methodical, moving in, use snowballs, explosive barrels, take enemies to die. Try not to engage in melee there, if no life is around you. Explore either side of the cannon, as you use rise roll, blah blah blah. It doesn't say what the canisters are, it just says that they're there. Cool. Probably not a hidden XP canister, I guess. Just like life and health stuff.
Yeah, I see there's all these canisters here. Or at least not a canister this guy knows about.
Yeah. But then, like, why even bother looking up the game facts if you can just find anything on your own?
Well, because they might be able to find better than I can.
Doubtful. Doubtful, honestly. Yeah, Smash says I was thinking we were having technical difficulties.
Oh, with the mouse sensitivity?
I think that's just how the game wants you to play.
Oh, with the mouse, like this. Now, can he hold this and go down here? Oh, yes, he can. He can just become barrel. So... there it is. Perfect. Perfection. I wonder if this guy can pick up barrels and stuff.
This is not the end.
So you guys have fun on the, I guess it's just Eric, Larry, and Chaos Smash in chat. You guys have fun playing your second round of Vampires the Masquerade? Masquerade?
Yeah, you know, what's way better than superpowers is just throwing barrels. Donkey Kong maxing right now. The accuracy is so much higher on throwing barrels than it is on his, like, heat laser. It's just so much, ridiculously, so much more efficient.
Eric Larry says, we did indeed. I'm very happy Mercurio forgave me for fucking up his car. Chaos Smash says, I think we had fun. It was touch and go with me and Frenzy and Frankie put in critical condition.
Yeah, that was entertaining. Can I just destroy the tugboat with more barrels? That's a throw angle. Out of 10.
Yeah, role-playing games are quite fun. Just so long as you have, you know, the right group together that you can mess around and have fun with.
I feel like every time you mention like role-playing games or, you know, tabletop, I just always have it in the back of my head, that like last session that we had. Not last, I guess there were sessions after that, but where your character was betrayed
Twice. By the same person who was doing two different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. I was actually going to lead in by saying I know there's like a bunch of people who try to do webcomics or comics based on their D&D campaigns. I would advise not doing that. Because just because you had fun while doing a ridiculous campaign does not mean that other people would find it nearly as funny or fun to read.
Okay, but he could jump up on top of here, right? Theoretically. I swear if Frankie becomes the damsel in distress, I'm gonna be pissed.
Hey, Gabe the Gen. How you doing tonight? Yeah, Eric Lowry says, it seems like a bad idea. No one will care as much about the wacky hijinks as the ones involved in it. Fair point, fair point.
Yeah, I always cringe super hard when people do that.
I do know that, like, there was the Critical Role guys, right? And they ended up getting their animated series that was loosely based on the campaign. And then everyone saw the success of that, and then they just assumed... oh yeah, everyone should do that. It's easy. Get so much success.
Even before that, people
Yeah, even
thought,
before that, people did that, but you know what I mean.
No, even before that, people thought that they could turn their adventures into a book.
Yeah.
Even people that don't really play the game, they would be like, "Oh, are you going to turn it into a book?" And it's like,
These guys are obviously Winter's crack troops. We must be getting close.
I'm just thinking it's worth mentioning because it's just another thing that people believed validated turning their adventures into a comic or something.
yeah. Yeah.
And really, the jokes in that animated series are only really funny if you're seeing it through the lens of this is based on a role-playing game. Like, these are actually just people role-playing. What is your opinion on Critical Role in general? From what I understand, they're kind of cucky, but they were fun for like a season.
Yeah, and then like, I don't know, they were just it was just like so. It's like it's like they live in California, and I think that kind of explains everything.
Yeah, that kind of sums things up.
It's like there was that big mass shooting in Las Vegas, and they didn't say anything, and it's like, yeah, sure, you're just playing D&D, like, it's not your job or whatever. Then I was watching some other episode, and they're like, oh, this one gay guy died. It's like, oh, our heart goes out to you, and it's like, what?
Who?
What?
Yeah, what?
Like, I don't even know what event they were talking about, but it's like,
Not gonna talk about the mass shooting, huh?
it's like,
all of a sudden, it seems a little bit strange that you
And
didn't
then-
mention that.
and then there was like the newer season, they're like in a bar, and then the guy running the game is like trying to get the spaghetti out of his pockets, and he's like, oh man, so the waitress is she has a beard, and you know, she's just normal with a beard, it's normal. And then they're like, oh yeah, I tell her that she's so beautiful and she's so sexy, and it's like, oh,
Can I fuck the waitress?
it's like, oh, okay, nice shot, El Diablo. Okay, there's something about these enemies that just, why? What happened? Where the fuck did you come from? Yeah, alright. Oh no, I think if there's something wrong if you finish the mission and they're like unconscious.
I await.
I don't know why he's selected. Okay, so there's options. So can you go here? Oh, yeah, you can jump, can't you? That's perfect. Okay. So then there's...
Jumping is quite a skill.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Smash listed the people in Critical Role and said that should help knowing which VAs to avoid.
Yeah. So like I enjoyed some of their performances doing different characters and whatever, but like yeah. I mean, they're also like big characters, right? Like the guy Liam. So like he's got a weird kind of pathology that's sort of interesting. He had a great upbringing and his family was very nice to him. And so he started to feel like it was cooler to have like dark fantasy and edgy stuff where like the parents die and everything's terrible because it didn't feel real how he grew up. So then he got like obsessed with like that sort of element of like leftism of like just the super like negative stuff because it was somehow
like hate yourself and everything.
It was more real, and I would be very curious to know
These
like
guys are obviously Winter's crack troops. We must be getting close.
I'd be curious to know how you end up with that sort of pathology.
Eric Lauer says, I really don't like Marisha Ray. Her characters are insufferable, even by Critical Role standards.
Yeah, you know, she's I thought it was just me, but yeah, no, she's really annoying.
Ride that guy coming up.
This is not the end.
This is not the end.
I hear the name Marisha, and I think it's like the Bizarro version of Trisha. It's like my Bizarro clone. Marisha.
You've seen her before. She was,
Yeah.
if you remember the person who, if you remember the Bat in the Sun, like, death battle, she was the announcer.
You're right.
Super annoying. But the Liam guy, he still does translations. He cannot speak Japanese. He is still a localizer for, like, Funimation or something. He still translates scripts by just using Google Translate and then
That's how
editing.
most of them do it, yeah.
Yeah. And he, like, still openly talks about that in interviews. And it's like, you don't think that it's, like, intensely disrespectful to anyone who actually speaks Japanese? That you would just openly take their job, despite being completely unqualified for it. And, oh my god.
Soup song.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing when a company moves from do it better to do it cheaper.
Hot stuff coming through.
I mean, it's sort of, he sort of has like good advice in that it's like, don't worry about being good at a job, just pretend that you can do it enough times until you do it good by accident. And that was like his philosophy for how he's gotten success, is like he just pretended he could speak Japanese, and then he got hired for a job where he had to translate stuff, and then and then he just
Right. Then you have also translators from Funimation and whatever's actually just using fan subs and fan translations openly like that. It's like not even actually hiring translators.
yeah. It always feels like we're at like square one with like localization and stuff. It's like
Eric Lowry says that feels like really bad advice. And also, how do you get hired for a job that requires knowing Japanese without knowing Japanese? Well, you just fake it because they don't know Japanese. So how can they tell? If
Well,
you know or not?
he just said he could speak Japanese, and then this was like before Google Translate. They sent him their like machine translated what they do with like the program or something, along with their like normal the thing in Japanese, and then they said like, yeah, can you translate this better so that it sounds good? And instead of translating it better, he just wrote it in such a way that it sort of made sense based on like, can I dodge that? No, I guess not.
Trail of your doom.
Go for one of those. Man, can you just fucking throw it? Jesus Christ. I'm not doing this. It's only barrels. Everything else is subpar. I guess I should get Mentor now. Mentor is like so fucking bad. I would use him if everything else goes wrong. Until then, he might as well just live so that I don't game over if someone dies.
Gabe the Gen says, when you are a company like Crunchyroll that really tries to push hard with simulcasting, they don't care about the quality as much, they just want it done fast. Fair enough. I mean, what does quality matter when you're a giant monopoly in the first place?
Yeah.
Mira, here comes trouble.
It's funny seeing the guy Orion, I think he's like credited as.
Ride that guy, coming up.
I don't know what his story is.
To victory!
There we are. Now we've got actual damage happening. Let's go another smash for freedom.
For justice!
Capitalists.
Yeah. These guys are stronger than the other ones. You know, I could actually use Mentor in this situation. You could walk over here and then stun them. I think. Tongues of Flame is what I need there. You're probably dead when you land, so go for a smash. That guy, I looked up who the hell names their kid Orion. Well, Greek people name their kid Orion, but that guy's not Greek. He's for sure some kind of Middle Eastern. So I don't know what happened there, but or he might have just made his name Orion, like he might have just decided that he was going to name himself Orion, like he changed his name. I don't know what happened there. I was trying to look up the drama because he got kicked off, right?
Yeah, Eric Lowry says Orion had a drug problem and was annoying Marisha with how he played, so they booted him off the show.
Yeah, might be exaggerating, but no, he definitely was on. I looked up the like one of the more high tense episodes, and there's like one guy who's like a kind of a jock sort of guy. He doesn't know what's going on with any of the social justice stuff. He just like nods and like goes like, sure. Like he doesn't know, but his like wife is into this stuff, and so whatever.
Right.
He has too much testosterone for like the standard California stuff, and so that guy was like extra horny and was like made some kind of comment about like having sex with his wife as like some sort of really bad innuendo that like might have seemed like it was more sly because he was high, and then he responds with like a whole lot of violence. He's just like he's like, what the fuck did you say? It was like,
Jeez.
and then everyone's like, oh, whoa.
Oh, no.
And then he was like, oh, I just mean like in the game, in the game, and he's like, yeah, context, buddy, context. Like he's like real mad. And he doesn't stop staring at him for like 10
Eric
minutes.
Lowry says Travis Willingham. He's probably the least cut guy in the
Yeah,
cast.
so he's precisely. Then after he had that sort of confrontation with him, where he was like going to hit him, then he didn't show up again on the show. But I think it was more to do with. I think he tried to sleep with, or sexually assaulted in some way, the DM's wife, which is the redhead who's unbearable.
Oh man.
But she's, I don't know. It's like this. It's like this weird, like, just California, just cum puddle, like. She did some other show for some other channel, which is like some other episode of some channel, which is like eat spicy food, and she's like struggling with the spicy food, and she's like they put a censor thing because while she's eating the spicy food, she like can't keep her like tits in her shirt, and it's just like you just need to be able to dress yourself, dude. Like they have, and it's just like at the end of one of their episodes, they're like. She's like, oh yeah, we're going to Burning Man. Please don't take a picture of me topless. And it's like, what? Why would? And they're all like, why did you say that? Like, what? Why would? Like her husband is like, why would you say that? There's like thousands of people watching. It's like, it's like. So it's like this whole like, and so then I was trying to figure out his side of the story, like why he got kicked off. So I look up a live stream where he's like theoretically addressing it with like these two random people. And then he just starts talking about how he has AIDS, and it was like, all right.
Whoa. Okay.
And he's like, I haven't told my mom yet, but she's watching, so I'm sorry, Mom, I have AIDS. And it's like,
Oh, yikes.
okay.
No, this is all bad.
So anyway, welcome to Critical Role.
Yeah. Zanek, welcome to the chat. Sorry you came in at this moment. Says, hey, what kind of degenerates are we talking about?
I'm just talking about the
Critical
Critical
Role.
Role. That was like my experience watching Critical Role. So
Yes.
anyway.
Also, hello to Just High Walls.
Hey, Just High
Sorry,
Walls.
Once again, we got caught up talking about other things. Says, I'm still waiting to see what Sony does now that they have their skin in the game. They do have a habit of neglecting products and services because someone jingled their keys. Adds, I learned a lot. I probably shouldn't have.
Was Sodom and Gomorrah known for lewd shit? What? Yes.
Yeah, well.
Well,
it is
okay.
kind of the story.
So the Bible is real choppy. I was reading the Bible for I wanted to use some quotes from it for this like sci-fi thing, and Sodom and Gomorrah is like super choppy. There's so much missing, obviously.
Well, because like throughout time they take out sections from the Bible and like
Yeah, they're editing it down.
mistranslate, yeah.
They're editing it down to make it shorter. So it's like, so the story of I'm just going over Sodom and Gomorrah.
But yeah.
Due to his Critical Role, that sort of show, I avoided it because Bad RPG was that drama too. Yeah, so it was a little bit of like the drama stuff was around the show, and they kind of like try to censor it or whatever.
Kind of always just drama when you have a lot of people who are kind of not good friends.
They had a certain character like in the show where like one of the characters was crying because the character was dead, and I was like, what the fuck is her problem? And I look in the chat and they're like, oh, it was like a character or something, like it was someone's character, it was another PC's character. And so I was like, oh, what happened to that guy? So I look up those episodes, right? And then he disappears, and I was like, why did he get kicked off? And there's all this, so I dig deeper because there's all this
and
mystery,
the drama
right?
just unravels itself.
So the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, I just had to like look that over. It was okay. So this guy that's gonna miss for sure. Like I could see a miss, but so I need to kill these guys because they can tag on damage. But Is this guy alive? No fucking way. You're alive, aren't you? Okay, so you gotta bonk him, I guess. Okay. Does he have enough for National Guard? He doesn't. How much does that cost?
Chest high walls, ads.
Okay, he could use shitty National Guard.
There's a scene in the Bible where David is hit with a rock and falls off his donkey. The Bible literally has a story where someone is stoned off his ass.
Amazing.
That's my Bible contribution. Catholic school would be proud.
So anyway, Sodom and Gomorrah was... God goes down to Abraham, who's like some kind of prophet guy who can hear God naturally, because like, you wouldn't talk to somebody who can hear him. That guy is... So God's like, listen, everybody's been praying for me to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And you know what? I guess I have to. I
am God, after all.
He says I have to because so many people have asked. So it's like, you know, guys, if you really want something done, maybe, you know...
Maybe you gotta pray.
If enough people pray, he responds to enough complaints, just volume of complaints. He's like, I've got to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And then Abraham, this prophet person who can talk to God, is like, oh no, but like there must be like innocence in Sodom and Gomorrah too. And so he's like, well, you know, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I should destroy it. And he's like, well, would you destroy it if there were 50 good people in Sodom and Gomorrah? And he's like, 50 good people? Yeah, I guess I would spare it. Wow, you really want to fucking die, don't you? Okay.
Get him. Get him like how God got
What
Sodom and
is
Gomorrah.
happening here? Can we not be retarded for 2 seconds? 2. Oh, you really want to fucking die, don't you? Go for one of these.
Patriot City.
God damn it. Of course. Do real cheap tongues of flame. Nice. So then God's like, yeah, for 50, sure. And he's like, well, you know, if you would do it for 50, how about 40? And then they keep on going down, and he's like, all right, if you can find... he's like, okay, if there's one good person in Sodom and Gomorrah, I'll save it. I'll let it not be destroyed. He's like, okay, yeah.
Well, it was take the good people out of Sodom and Gomorrah before it's destroyed, right?
Well,
Just spare their lives.
no, it was just like, it just goes from that conversation to sending in the angels. There's a bunch of stuff you could assume, but it is just that choppy, where it just cuts from. As soon as he's like, okay, just for one, I'll spare it. They like haggle. They have a whole haggling section, which is not necessary. I would edit the shit out of that. Man, just put me in charge of editing the Bible. I'd really get some stuff done. So then it goes to the angels going to the Sodom and Gomorrah, and immediately upon arrival in the city, they're like male angels, right? But the townspeople want to rape them. Right. Because they're like such sexual deviants. They're like a new person, and they somehow know that they're being judged by these angels, so they want to they're like, I have extra reason to rape them because they're judging me. Right. And then so he
just
goes
like leftists.
So then there's one guy in the town who
We totally read the King Adam Bible.
Yeah, yeah, so Lot.
Yeah,
So the guy's name is Lot, at least in the translation I saw. So some guy invites him into his house, and then they're like, there's sodomites at the door, and he's like, no, listen, my daughters are whores. You can totally have sex with them. Not literal whores. They're like virgins or something. And then they're like, no, women. No. We only want to rape men.
We only want to do it to the angels. Because they're so good and so pure that we have to drag them down in the bucket with us.
Straight rape? What are we, some kind of... Yeah, there's no health, so I guess heroic. Well, no, he has a lot of health. So, we'll give this a shot, huh? Let me save. It's probably gonna go terribly. Oh yeah, there's two of them. That's gonna be not. Okay, now let's National Guard this shit. Regular National Guard. So then, Sodom and Gomorrah, Anyway, the angels use magic to blind all the people outside the door, so they can't find the door to kick it down. And then he goes, "Listen, get yourself and everyone you know who's like who belongs to you, so like all the people related to you, get them out of the town. God's definitely destroying this place. There's not enough good people to save it." So then he's like, "Okay, yeah, my daughters are like promised to be married to these guys." So then he's like, "Hey, listen, God's going to destroy this town." He's like, "Ha ha ha, that's a funny joke." And then whatever. So he can't get the in-laws, so he's like, "Okay, I'll just get my wife and daughters out of the town." Takes them out, and then his wife turns around while fleeing, and then she's turned into a pillar of salt, like...
Right. They were warned not to look at the destruction, otherwise they would turn into pillars of salt.
It's like Eurydice or whatever. Eurydice? Whatever. Greek thing.
For justice. For comrade
It's like a similar story.
Obviously, it plays into the moral of the story. But
So anyway, so he spares the... He spares those two people, right? Or those three people. It's the two daughters, the father, and the wife, right? But then the wife turns back, turns into a pillar of salt, no good, dead. Then they retreat into a cave, and the two daughters devise a plan to seduce and like have sex with their father, and then they give birth. They give like incestuous. So the daughters give birth to a kid each, or whatever. Sorry, there's no specified number. Each daughter founds with their incestuous like brood a tribe, a tribe each, and each of those are the rivals to Israel or something. That's like their origin story.
Marshall adds, the daughters think that they're the only people left in the world. Still not a good enough reason to fuck your father.
I didn't read the whole rest of it. It was just my friend was giving me like a summary. I was looking for a quote from the earlier portions of it to like insert.
Yeah, it's still not a good enough reason.
I would say so. But so moral of the story: kill them all. Let God sort them out.
Moral of the story is even sparing one life can be dangerous. In general, sympathy can be dangerous if you give it to people who are undeserving of it.
Are you gonna shoot her out of the air? It's kind of sick. Oh, okay.
Eric Lowry adds, moral of the story, don't rape angels. Yeah, well, don't rape anyone, but yeah.
Well, they didn't rape any angels. They wanted to. They just.
I think there is a version of the story where they successfully get one of them or something.
I don't know. It's alt history of the alternative
there's
Bible.
multiple versions of the Bible. But
I mean, I don't know. That seems rather dubious. That might be a Bible fan fiction.
maybe.
Might be Mormonism
I'm not
or
saying
something.
it's the canon version.
Man, they have a lot of armor.
For freedom!
Oh no.
Diablo.
No, no. No, 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 no.
More comrade Winter.
Chaos Smash 64 wants to know, is California the same as Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yeah, I would. I mean, you could certainly make that comparison. You would not be that off.
Yeah, I have heard leftists argue that incest should be fine because
Yeah.
the Nazis were against it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
they're-
therefore, our incest good.
Oh man. What do you do, like in real life? What do you do when someone is like that far gone? Like, how do you? The two separate people were like, oh man, you should have seen this Destiny stream. They like really like showed it to this idiot who like thought incest was bad. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? How? What do you? It's like,
Yeah,
it-
they're the same types of people that would defend incest in manga.
but it's just like, I literally had a conversation with a guy who was like super mad, and he was like, yeah, but you'd have to have multiple generations for there to be any problem. There's really no problem with just a little incest. And it's like, why would you allow it even once? It's obviously bad.
Yes. I know what sodomy is, but I really want to know what Gomorrahing is.
I know, right? Like, so Sodom was like, man, got a lot of sodomy going on. But then what's Gomorrah? Like, I have asked so many people at my, yeah, I've asked so many people, what do you do for fun? And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, okay, let me just heal you. Yeah, just bonk, buddy.
Bonky bonkers. Bonk.
Ready for right makes might.
Perfect. Now, yeah, it's 300%er, huh? She just waits when you activate 300%er. Does that even, like, mathematically make sense?
For justice.
Wow. Into the abyss. You're dead? Yeah. Okay.
Eric Lowry adds, Gomorrah is a casino in Fallout New Vegas, so I imagine Gomorrahing would be drinking, gambling, and whoring in the straight sense.
Yeah.
You better move it.
Oh, did I skip?
A metallic form trapped in ice. Is it a machine or a man?
My stars! This must be the one who was guiding us.
We've made a
Leave
mistake.
me. You.
There's no... Yeah, there's like a million enemies just we missed, yeah. Gomorrahing is when you're able to... You're so loose you can clap with your vagina. Just like big, loud, smacking claps. That's what Gomorrahing is. Have a round of Gomorrah, everyone.
You better move it.
What do you mean you better move it? Want some of
Front and
this?
center.
Yeah, you're a frost warrior. You need a big crate of TNT on your face.
I am a sail.
You know, that didn't do as much as I thought it was gonna
Here
do.
comes trouble.
Yeah, this for some reason this guy's abilities are like so inaccurate. It makes more sense to just try and throw a giant boulder of snow.
Mira, here comes trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready to serve.
Chaos Mash says, I'm against incest IRL. When it's in anime and manga, it's not for me, but I'm not going to shame someone who's into it. I am.
Yeah.
I am, for sure. I'm gonna definitely
There's-
be judging a little bit. I mean, you can't help it, you know.
I would say if I think it's different if it's biological. Obviously, it's very weird. If it's like
Oh yeah, I mean biological. I don't
Well-
mean adopted.
yeah, no, I mean, but there are. I read a romance manga that you recommended, and I can never remember what the hell it was called. You recommended one where that was the. Let's quick save before I throw this TNT at a cliff.
Enemies of the motherland.
Yeah. That was the thing. They were being. It was kind of odd because usually like there's no degeneracy that's off limits in anime and stuff, but they were nice. Lenin, forgive me. Amazing. Is there anything? You know. Yeah, let's go for that. Can you throw from there? Just throw. Okay, what exactly is your? No. Is there a rotation? Can I rotate? Okay, I guess I can. Can you just? You can't throw. It's too hard. Can you throw now? How about now? Oh, are we doing it? I don't know what this like.
Soup song.
Lenin. Oh, you got it already. Nice. Minuteman is always the most reliable ranged character. Come on.
Hey, Yara, how you do?
Perfect. But yeah, they were in that anime. They were acting. They were.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well that's okay. I don't care. The manga that you recommended, there was a romance where there was, or it was in their history. They had a romance between the two people that were adopted siblings. Like not, it was their parents got married later after a divorce. They remarried, and then they had a romance between him and his like stepsister. And then they were acting as though that was very shameful and gross. And I was like, as a reader, I couldn't quite get on board with that. Like it didn't really like click with me because I could imagine being in that situation and not really having any sort of qualms about it.
I don't care about the stepsister thing. I can still understand it being weird, but you know, at least it won't give you horrible, deformed babies that will hate their life forever.
Yeah.
That will just wish for death every time they can barely breathe.
Feel the frosty chill of your doom.
Okay, so somehow this is a position you can be shot from.
I just read a manga called My Girlfriend is a T-Rex. Didn't last long, just 2 volumes.
Doom.
That sounds quaint.
For Comrade Winter. For Comrade Winter.
Right makes might.
For Nuclear Winter.
Back, villain.
Lenin, forgive me.
I'm sure you remember my review on that kaiju girl, Carmelize. That was pretty cute. But despite her being a kaiju, she did turn into like a human as well. So hopefully it would be no weirdness in the bedroom in that regard.
For the worker.
I think
Wouldn't go all Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, right. I think the whole interspecies dating thing can definitely be pushed up to extra weirdness if they're not, at the very least, humanoid that you're dating. But you know, I didn't always used to have the biggest problem with it. I've had more of a problem with it growing up, and then seeing people take it very seriously, like we should allow bestiality because they saw it in a show,
Burn it up.
and they were like, "Ooh, I like that."
I always thought it was quite disturbing.
Right?
I didn't like it at all, and I was like disturbed that adults were okay with it, because it was like always the joke. Always the joke was that like the animal would like the like female character, and I thought it was so nasty. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where like the fucking turtles have a crush on the human. It's like, stop. Oh god, there's an ice trooper right there. Alright, can you just, like, bonk her?
For justice!
Yeah, sure, give that a shot.
Like Larry says, depends on the context. I wouldn't date a stepsister. I had grown up one side, but if my dad married my girlfriend's mom, I would continue dating her. I mean, that's
Yeah, so the scenario is like you're like late middle school, early high school or something. Your parents, your dad remarries to this woman, and then you're like, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be so cute if you guys shared a bunk beds in the same room? And then it's just like,
And you also have like that one funny anime with the scenario of what was the title of that? My stepmom's daughter is my ex or something.
my stepmom's daughter.
Where
Yeah.
dad gets married to the mother, and then her daughter is someone that he dated before, and now they're like quote unquote brother sister.
In my lengthy I guess National Guard.
Ready
That has a
for
chance of bullet deflection. I don't know if beams count.
For Comrade Winter.
right makes might.
Marshall says it made me feel bad for the turtles because what the fuck else are they supposed to do? There aren't any girl turtles. You just gotta spray your ooze on some girl turtles, man. You got that ooze, man.
Yeah. There's any other option but trying to
Raise your girlfriend's turtle.
yeah. It's not I whatever they want to do in their own species is fine, but like stay away from humans, filthy sewer monsters. So weird. I like Casey Jones though. Thought he was cool.
Yeah. Casey Jones is the canon choice for April O'Neil, of course.
He's a goddamn human.
Yeah, yeah. No gross mutant human turtle babies. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, when I was doing a whole bunch of research for Treading Water, like trying to get lots of other inspiration from other romance stuff, I was looking at like literally every romance anime I could get my hands on, and there was one where it was basically that plot. This guy is at like a karaoke party. There's this girl who's like, oh, I'm tired of girls laughing at my friends laughing at me because I'm a virgin. Let's go have sex so I can just not be a virgin, then don't ever talk to me again. And then they do that, right? And
Right.
then this is why you save.
Yeah.
Retarded Minuteman. Throwing TNT fucking crates at... Actually, we don't need to use up a crate on a melee lady. We can just, like... So they have sex, and then he also has a crush on his teacher, and his teacher likes him, but she's like, oh, I'm too old for you. And then his dad remarries, and the daughter, she has two daughters. One is his teacher, who's like 2 years older than him, but he went to high school with the teacher, but then she got a student teaching job. Like, she was 2 years older.
Right, so it's not a
Yeah.
huge age gap. It's just like weird.
So yeah,
Shit.
she was a senior and he was like a sophomore. She graduates, gets a student teaching job quickly or something. I think she's still in school, but she's like doing whatever program. And so now she's a teacher at a school, and so now, you know, it feels like there's a big difference between them.
Yeah.
And then she's like, nah, you're too young. So then the girl that he lost his virginity to and
Eric
his...
Lowry says this sounds very contrived.
Yeah.
You have to jump through hoops to, like, make it weird without making it weird.
So anyway, I watched like one episode and I was like, I don't think this is going to give me any really good inspiration.
Oh, man.
I looked at the Reddit though because I was curious, like what the fans were up to. This is just what a fucking. So he'll randomly use overpower, and then it'll cause his abilities to spend the max amount, and so he drains all of his power. So he's inaccurate and will randomly like super juice his abilities, causing them to stun him instead of cast. Is there still like a super trooper over here, or did I kill it? I think I killed it. You know what? Let's just do it.
Here they come.
Hey,
Here
for
comes
your
trouble.
insolence.
Get fucking bonked on, lady. Okay, you two. Let's get into the fray over here. That's probably everybody, right? Maybe. Oh no, it's like guys from here. Ice Trooper, can I throw something at you?
Diablo listo.
You pick up that one because you're so slow, and then I'll have you pick up a further one. I'll do big old snowballs.
Capitalists.
Capitalists? What do you mean capitalists?
Eric Lowry says, I like recovery of an MMO junkie for its romance dynamic. Two shy people who found each other. Reminded me of myself and my ex. Oh.
Don't worry, there's more shy losers out there. Oh.
I am a
But yeah,
Smash says, anyway, I asked about the Sodom thing because Critical Role reminded me of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah.
yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Lenin, forgive me.
Lenin, forgive me. Okay. I know some people can pick up the boat, but not these guys, I guess.
Hey,
Not
Jordan Cooney
strong
says,
enough.
just dropping in for a moment. Hi.
Oh, you missed the Metroid stream.
Don't give him hope. At some point, we gotta get back to playing the Sonic Frontiers DLC.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean, do we?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if you ever wanted to play it ever again.
What? Because I was frustrated with the blender going off in the background?
No, I just thought you'd sworn a blood oath of vengeance.
Killing me.
I'm not falling for that. Well, too clever for me.
Hey, Millie.
Hey, you know what? Actually, you'd probably be interested. We did a stream, or
We
Trisha.
did a stream with Ian Flynn.
Yeah.
Or, well, I didn't really do that much talking with Ian Flynn, honestly. But I was on the panel with us all together. It's on Ray Dillon's channel. He's a comic artist, and Him and his wife, Renee Dees,
Tell me what obstruction he
kind
can't
of
throw
friends,
past.
and they are
Throw
friends
it.
with Ian.
Throw it, you fucking idiot.
So we were all on the stream together, and that's the story, and I'm sticking with it. We also drew some Sonic characters, which was quite fun.
Just punch him. Christ.
Soup song. Comrades.
So stupid. I don't even think freezing deals any damage. It's just annoying because they can't even hurt you while you're frozen. I guess go pick up that snowball.
Here comes trouble.
The snowball, like throwing stuff, is so much more damage, or so much more accurate. So it always makes sense to pick stuff up and throw it if you're dealing with like these ranged enemies. I feel like later on I don't have these issues trying to prevent myself from taking damage from people. Can you hit from there? The range is also ridiculous on the snowballs, so it's just... Yeah. El Diablo's so much weaker, but he has some amount of super strength, so he walks like slow as shit carrying his snowball.
I bet.
But
Oh, our honeydew says, not exactly DCYA or Marvel woke, but have you read the manga My Dad is the Queen of VTubers?
oh Jesus.
I have not read it, but you say it's a manga, not specifically from Japan manga, or is it a manhwa, or is it some American doing it in a manga style?
It's a
Because
tragic.
I could definitely do that for my new YouTube series, Red Flag Manga. No, that is actually something I'm thinking of starting up, though. Red Flag Manga. Because I hark on, like, American comics, right? And then I trash on, like, webtoons. But there are also bad manga. And I feel like most people either don't want to acknowledge it or don't know.
What? Can I outrun this chick with holding a boulder? No, probably not.
Well, and that's the way the snowball crumbles.
Alright, you go this way.
Jordan says, the only manga I've partially read is the one they released alongside Metroid Zero Mission as an official canon backstory.
You guys ever see that video, What's in the Bag?
Oh my god, that would be a great intro to one of my red flag manga videos. It's about a brother and a sister who
Fuck?
gets him some.
Okay.
It only released in Japan, so it's a fan translation. Interesting, interesting.
Here comes trouble.
Tongues of flame.
Fried bad guy coming up.
Stop her from picking that up. It's gonna hurt.
Hot stuff coming through.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no, she's picking up the other one. Swift punch. Oh my god. You're just gonna die.
Burn it up.
Patriots for you. Right makes might.
Let's start cooking.
Okay, well, that happened. You got it. It's like... This is kind of a bad mission. I must say.
Well, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Good Good night, Joden.
Truce. That's bye in German is Truce. It feels like a good.
But yeah, anyone doing any Oktoberfest stuff? 'Tis the season after all. I gotta break out my dirndl at some point.
We National Guard this shit up. Bonk. You just get in there and swift punch him.
The Gen says so far just played some Castlevania games.
Coming up.
I imagine a much better experience than watching the show. Yeah, Smash says I'm not doing anything except work.
Right makes
For
might.
Comrade Winter.
Our Honeydew says when I see it in the wild, it's located in the gay and YA comic shelf. Guess it wasn't worthy of the real manga
Metallic
shelf.
form trapped in
God
ice.
damn.
Is it a machine
Shots
or a man?
fired.
My stars! This must be the one who was guiding us.
Leave me. You've got to stop the Russian.
Don't worry, senor. This won't take a moment.
Why would
I
you do
was
the most
pursuing that
dangerous
suspicious
angle? Like if
character
you
when he froze
miss,
me on the spot. If you're here to
just
stop
burn
that
your friends.
frigid fiend,
And his accuracy
you
is such
found an
trash.
ally.
Of course, he would be
And so the
like
metallic
incinerating
mystery
all of
joins
them.
the hunt, but time is running out for the team and Patriot City.
Might replay some Resident Evil games and seek out some horror anime. Yeah, I guess we should look for some horror games to play for the spooky season, or at least one.
I already know one I want to play.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should have like our reactions so that maybe if we get scared, you guys could be like, "Ah, yay! It's a scary face, scared face," you know. But I don't really get scared, so I mean, I don't know if I have a good reaction if I get scared.
I can fake it.
I can't. I'll just. Is that like the really strong
I am
ones?
worried though, if I fake it, I might scare Gertie and then he'll just start barking. Like something's wrong. Must make noise. Oh.
Oh, that was a health canister. Shitty game facts that there's no health canisters.
No, they did. They said that was the only thing.
This National Guard power, I think it lasts like 3 whole seconds. Yeah, get fucked. Bonk.
This seems to Winter Part 3.
To victory!
Let's bonk you two. Let's go smash for freedom.
For justice!
Regular
To
smash.
victory!
Bonk. And he's KO'd. Okay. Alright, slap down a fatty quick save there. Which one's the strong one? Icy Trooper, Frost Warrior. Okay, I think that's the one to worry about. I think National. Yeah, National Guard, right? Give that a shot. Maybe he won't notice me.
Stand back, villain!
Feel the frosty chill of your doom.
Swift punch. Okay.
For
Bonk.
justice!
There we go.
Right makes might!
Man, El Diablo is so stupid.
For freedom!
Okay. We did it. Got all the enemies. Max experience.
A metallic form trapped in ice. Is it a machine or a man?
My
Stars and bars. It's a robot man.
Okay, Smash asks, are there any horror anime OVAs that anyone can recommend me? No.
Hey, don't trash on El Diablo. Listen, everyone is bad except for Minuteman.
Drive! Watch out, you fool! It's the ice! It's too slippery!
Whoa!
Winter, you fool! That bomb isn't designed to take that sort of punishment.
You are familiar with such a device?
Sadly, yes, Mentor. For I served as a midwife at its birth. Front and center.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
I served as a midwife at its birth. Okay.
Chaos Smash 64 says at least El Diablo is a based Giga Chad.
So I like
Eric Lowry
Manphan.
also adds, I unironically like El Diablo. He reminds me of sorry. I don't know. From Punch Out.
Don Flamenco.
Yeah, I stopped myself because I knew I was gonna accidentally say flamingo, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna like stop my mouth before that happens.
Okay. So I like Manbot. I don't know how accurate he is, but El Diablo becomes very strong if you level him up. He has some kind of AoE that was very, very good, but I don't remember the details. Let's try out Manbot. Let's see. Can you hit him with focus?
I detect the presence of evil.
Okay.
Yikers.
So he sucks too. If he takes a bunch of damage, he is it a Frost Warrior? No, it's not a regular. Go for that. And I guess just bonk that guy. I don't know. So he's very, very slow.
For Patriot City.
See, and he's very strong, and
Right makes might.
he's like,
Really shouldn't push me.
oh, he's not. He doesn't do a lot of damage punching though. I thought he had a lot of super strength, but he can't pick up the boat. Lots of crates he can pick up. Alright, everybody. Can you pick up a boulder? No, you're so bad, Mentor. Fucking Moons of Shakar.
I await a target.
Why don't you know what? Just go in the corner and cast Cortical Suppression. You suck. Okay. Oh, they're playing the, is there some audio setting I'm, like, messing up? Because I can barely hear it. Oh. Yeah.
Oh my god. This whole time we haven't been blasting the music? Crazy.
These are the dangerous guys, the Frost Warriors. Alright, Boulder Gang. Let's do it. That's a doggo.
Yeah. Just being cute.
No. Winter. Okay.
Looks like trouble.
It does look like trouble, Manbot. You're right. Right you are, Manbot. Can you hit that?
Enemies approach, comrades.
What is your need?
Did you hit her? Okay. I don't know. Could you hit? Could you hit one of these by any chance, or is that? You can start walking forward. Could we hit a Frost Warrior? Could we hit anything? No. No, El Diablo for some reason can't throw for his life. Oh, here we are.
Help me!
Some say help me.
That's probably some of the people just like trapped in ice or something.
I'll put a stop to you.
That is not good. Okay. You know what? Can you just bonk her? very stupid situation, but perhaps fly away.
Stand back, villain.
Okay. Okay, go for the jab.
Hot stuff
Right
coming
makes
through.
might.
Oh, well,
Stand back, villain.
yeah, that's one way of taking your whole goddamn health bar. What the fuck is happening? Okay.
Our hunter says, looks like the door of opportunity is slamming in Rachel Zegler's face as she got booted from an upcoming movie. Guest studios now see her as a paying customer repellent. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens. Marshall says it's never a good idea to talk shit about things like she has.
Yeah. I mean, I hated the studio, and then I hated her. Specifically her.
Yeah.
It's just so
The
nasty.
smugness really adds to it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the studio's doing a horrible thing by having her play Snow White.
White.
It's very, very specific. There's many stories where they specifically say that the princess is beautiful because she has fair skin. But then in that one, it's literally her name. That's how fair she is. And then they're like, no, let's... I think we know what to do. We'll just have her...
We'll just name her Snow Bright and have fair be the most just in the land.
Like, the idea that, like, that concept would mean that everyone else... So, the second most just and fair person is trying to murder the most fair in person... The most fair and just person. And everyone else in the entire kingdom is worse. By her logic.
Yeah.
If she's the fairest of them all, meaning the most just and pure of morals... So then, everyone in that kingdom should die. Including Snow White.
It makes no goddamn sense. Just like how it makes no sense that Gal Gadot would be jealous of Rachel's beauty.
Hot stuff coming through.
What is your need?
Marshall says, especially when you say Rachel Zegler to most people on their responses, who gave the Gen ads wonder how much Disney will lose with the live-action Snow White film. I hope it bankrupts them. They certainly have put a lot of money into it. I hope they make negative income.
Yeah. I
I hope they have to pay people to show up at the theater, and then no one else buys a ticket.
Stand back,
They
villain.
have to waste all their money on paying for fake reviews and tickets to fill up the theaters. For, like, the press. But nobody actually goes to see it.
Stand back, villain.
Push me.
For freedom.
Or he says, now people saying they'll pass on the Hunger Games reboot because she's in it. Yeah.
heard about that too. I'm so sick of this stuff, and as it turns out, so is everyone else. So it's not really bad news exactly, because at least people are pissed off now. Because it used to be people were like afraid to admit to being pissed off, and now I feel like people are much more brave.
As they should be. Because that's the only way that you actually make a difference.
Yeah. Because it's all nice and stuff to be complaining or to be like, haha, I'm so superior to these people on Twitter who like get offended at stuff, but it's like them saying they're offended at stuff has somehow caused change to happen. So maybe everyone needs to be pretending to be offended.
For the enemies of the
Oh
motherland.
man, I thought I had time to get that, but I guess not.
For justice!
Why in the balls are they remaking the Hunger Games? I don't actually think it is supposed to be a reboot of the story with Katniss. I think it's a spin-off story that the writer wrote with a different character. From what I heard, anyway. Considering that almost everything Disney put out this year is considered to be a flop, there's bound to be another edition. The more flops, the better off we'll all be. I know that they're still mega in the hole for Disney Plus. So,
Too much. Ready to rumble.
bad business decisions all
Bad
around.
guys on the way. Bad guys on the way. Oh no.
You asked for this.
Nuclear winter.
For Comrade Winter.
Are you kidding me? You're like the only one who can't hit shit with your fucking snowballs. Please kill him.
Hot stuff coming through.
Thank you. Thank God. Shitty beam power. I like Manbot, like, conceptually. If Manbot takes a lot of damage, he does a big explosion.
Burn it up.
He's kind of cool. Like, as a superhero, that's kind of a neat little thing, is that, like, you're wearing a suit to contain your power, and then if, take too much... Oh, no. No, no. You're not doing that.
You shall pay
Okay,
for
you got him.
your insolence. Oh,
I think I could safely quick save after that.
Looks like trouble.
Oh, man, there's two of the dangerous guys. You know what? Could I... fly you over there? And then blow this up?
Please help me.
Here's a fun question to everyone in chat. Your own personal experiences. What is the absolute worst manga you've ever read? The absolute worst. One that you could never recommend to anybody. It was just that bad.
You have tons of health still. So I need to move you in. Go bonk. You know, actually, maybe just retreat you back and just have Minuteman do everything. I'll have to come around the corner one at a time, right? So. Maybe one of these ice tanks is actually not bad here. Christ, how good you missed. Freezing? Oh, of course they're resistant to cold.
The great show.
Eric Lowry says the only manga I read rather than holding out for the anime was Chainsaw Man, and I couldn't get into it. Well, you can tell me the worst anime you've ever watched. That'll work, because there's usually a manga for each anime, right? So. I guess I'm racking up somewhat of a hit list.
You're like, manga's had a good for too long.
I mean, like, it's somewhat frustrating when you get into the weeb community, and they're so very protective of manga that they'll defend any manga series, even if they haven't read it, even if it's like trash, even if it's super fucking crazy, they'll still defend it and be like, no, all manga is good. It's all good.
If they were actually Japanese, it might be like a healthy attitude to have, but
Yes.
Even then, I don't think that the actual Japanese have that opinion of all manga is just good. I think that's more so of a out of the country thing where they're like so conditioned to mediocre
Now the city will shake
comics
at the hands of nuclear
that they
winter.
just assume all manga must be the good stuff. Only read one, and that's Alita, but I think it really went to shit once they had her out in the desert and completely off the rails in the other two books. Yeah, first two books of Alita were really solid. And it does kind of just get really random after that. That's probably one of my biggest critiques of Alita, is just how all over the place the story gets. IDK if it's the worst, but Harecon was pretty bad. It's a miserable. Oh no, not a poly manga. Main dude was also creepy. Oh boy. It's gonna be like Boyfriends all over again.
this guy's so fucking bad.
How Chan Can't Study is a good contender for worst anime I've seen. I read the first volume of the manga, I believe. And
Oh, that was kind of funny.
are you thinking of the same one I'm thinking of? Because there's a lot with that same.
Where her father's like writes porn or something, and then
Right. He says, it was recommended as a romance series, but I gave up on the first episode since it was really creepy and overly sexual. Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
super fucking bizarre. The father writes porn, and then he's like, they're having like all these. The father embarrasses her. That's supposed to be like the conflict, is that she's upset by being embarrassed all the time.
Yeah.
And she's
But
like,
in real life, that's why people commit suicide, so, you know.
okay, so she's explaining why she was explaining in preschool in a flashback why she was named what AO or whatever, and then she's like, oh, my daddy said it was so that he could see my O face, and then like the other mothers are laughing in the preschool, and it's like, that's not funny.
That's
So weird.
really, yeah, that is not okay.
And then the dad is like this like super tiny midget, and that's supposed to be funny because he's so small. Like, I don't know. And then he's like, oh, she has like triple G's or something. She's like big boobs. Yeah, it's
Marshall exclaims, "What in the honest fuck is that?" Yeah, you know, not everything in Japan is rainbows and daisies, you see. They have their own cultural problems. Boyfriends was delightful and how awful it was. You know, I kind of agree with you. Melody says it's worse than Boyfriends, lol. At least the boyfriends treated each other decently. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but sure. The Gen says some worst ones I could think of are Art of Fighting the movie, MD Geist 1 and 2, Jungle de Eco, second season to Freezing, Heaven's Lost Property. Our Honeydew says, wait, I got one. Booty Royale. Even their weird stuff is better than what we're getting out of current mainstream. Well, I would say that it's more in line. Like, they're kind of the same, they're fruit of the same tree. You know what I mean? Where it's like similar problems that we see in a lot of mainstream.
Ooh. This is gonna be a problem. It's Isley just picked up a storage container.
And this Robotech movie that was badly edited. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Jesus Christ. It's like, this guy can't, when you click, he just can't fly to a spot. He has to be told to fly, otherwise he'll just walk all the way around. It's unbearable. Jesus Christ. I guess just use something. It's a good way of blocking, I guess. You really gonna do this to me? Jesus Christ.
I gotta say, the music really does add a whole other level onto these levels. There's also the infamous anime OVA, Twinkle Nora Rock Me. Oh yes, we've all seen that clip on YouTube going around. That objectively has the worst animation I've seen, though some things keep it from being the worst thing I've seen. Fair enough. I, to some extent, am like a little bit inspired to see shows work with a very low budget and still manage to like get the story across. In my younger days of wanting to do animated projects, I probably would have been willing to do something like that, where it's just like super low budget, super low frameage, but gets the story across. Naruto has its ups and downs, mostly downs due to the overusage of filler. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a problem that exists with a lot of shonen stuff. But it's so, like... it's so... expected. To the point where people just accept it. Like, you can't really complain about it because people are like, oh, that's just how shonen anime is. It's just how all the shonen stuff is. We can't have nice things. This is the standard. I wasn't very fond on Golden Wind and Stone Ocean. There's also Attack on Titan. Despite the hype, I never got into it. Oh, that's interesting. I never got into it either, but I was never really opposed to getting into it until I heard that the finale happened and all the fans were super upset about how it ended, apparently. I don't know why, but apparently the ending was bad. And I'm definitely not interested to getting into something that's gonna leave me with a sour taste in my mouth at the end of it all. We got mandates in the West that make the mainstream entertainment annoying, like recent Punisher fan use guns, and Spider-Man now loves Mary Jane only as a sister. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That is such cancer.
Oh, when I said fruit of the same tree, I was just referring to like the weird sexual stuff in like American comics or like webtoon stuff, and the weird sexual stuff in manga. They're like all kind of similar. Nowadays, they don't even use filler anymore. I don't know if I believe that, but sure. Or Honeybee says, to be fair, Naruto was out when anime was handled differently. Now they do short seasons back. In Naruto's day, they kept animes going most of the year. There was also the problem of doing the anime alongside the manga series and then catching up to the manga and having to make shit up because there's no new chapters. That was a much bigger problem back in the day. I don't think it's a problem so much anymore, but maybe it's just because they're giving themselves a bigger head start.
Yeah, I have a lot more like hope that a Japanese thing would be better. But I think maybe people that are sort of upset of people criticizing Japanese stuff, it's just kind of like a hopeful, like a wishful thinking kind of thing. Like it's too upsetting that everything is kind of shitty.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like
not that
the
everything
same
is shitty, but it's the idea that if you're criticizing Western stuff, it's like, okay, at least I have anime. If you're criticizing anime, it's like, well, everything is bad.
Right. It's part of the reason why I get so depressed when I do pick up a new manga series and it goes lefty and starts mimicking the similar problems that we have in America. And it's like, well, I'm reading this to get away from that. And sometimes they just drop a Karl Marx quote in there, and I'm like, Japan, never let evil take root. God damn. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Okay, so this guy, I guess, might be dead on the ground. This guy, go for smash.
It's also with, like, the anti-Christian stuff. Like, in America, we have a lot of anti-Christian stuff just because there's just general bigotry against it. But then in Japan, you can't really go there for pro-Christian stuff most of the time because they also have a thing against organized religions. So it's like, can't really go here to get away from that.
If only like Poland or Hungary was making content.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Gotta read some pro-Christian Polish comics.
I don't know, I still have various critiques about, like, Christianity, especially, like, the sort of mentality of, everybody's...
Oh, Marshall, just to clarify, he says, I say this as a Christian, but 99% of Christian movies are absolute garbage. I'm specifically talking about, like, the Christian lore type stuff, like angels, demons, crusaders, and stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that I'm super interested in seeing, but it's always done with the plot twist of the demons are actually the good guys and the Christians are the bad guys
Oh, the
because
church,
religion's
yeah.
bad, yeah. That's the stuff that I don't like. Because it's not really a plot twist. It's basically expected of every single adaptation of that type of thing. Because that's the thing to do.
Or like the Holy Knight character that's like actually a bad guy in real life, and it's like, or in reality he's like he acts good but he's a bad guy, and it's like, you know.
Yeah. But I wanna see an angels and demons and crusader thing where the Christian stuff is the good guys. I don't want the demons to be the good guys. I don't like the demons. I want to see them killed.
It's always very frustrating. It's like, I said something to my dad. I was like, well, I mean, in reality, the church is always the good guys. Like, in history, he's like, oh, I don't know about he's like, oh, about the Crusades. And it's like, okay, really? What happened in the Crusades? What happened? What was a single event that happened in the Crusades? What's a single person involved in the Crusades? What is a single event, anything? Tell me anything about the Crusades. Anything. A one fact.
And they don't know anything.
He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't know literally anything. He just hears, like, he just vaguely is like, oh, well, we just went over there for no reason, just started killing people at random. It's like that. Like, he didn't say that, but it's like he just assumes that it's somehow like without any actual knowledge. It's just like,
Yeah, it is genuinely very frustrating. We have Christian bigotry, and naturally we have German bigotry in America.
yeah, it's just
Everyone's just ashamed of admitting that they have German blood in them.
it's like this sort of like vague, like, it's bad, but I had no idea why. But people think that it is, so I guess so.
The social pressure told me that it was bad, so I guess I'll just hate myself.
The American creation myth of like all of our morality, or all of our moral superiority is based on the idea that we fought in World War II. All of our greatness is just... Okay, if you could pick up this barrel quickly, that would be incredible. Now go.
Our Honey just says also got to finish Dragon Age, the manga, since unfortunately the dub has woke American hot takes and there for no reason. That is a shame. Chaos Mash says, well, angels are portrayed as good and the demons are evil in Digimon, but I do get what you mean.
This
Yeah,
is true.
Let me get on Digimon. The Digimon train. Let's go. Our Honeydew says, it's one thing when it's X-Men mutants, but when it's demons, they're supposed to be villains. They're beings running on evil hardware and software. Yeah, it's the same thing with, like, the orcs, right? All of a sudden, the orcs can't be evil anymore. They have to be, like, morally ambiguous, but actually racism is why you think they're evil.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. That's crazy talk. They're literally beings designed to be evil creatures.
I think it's just because they only want the internal to be the bad thing, and therefore, if there's so like orcs are essentially, like, as a construct, the enemy, like the bad thing over there, the foreign bad thing that unifies, and the idea that you could have that the bad guy wouldn't just be the white man, the white male, is like my theory as to why it happened so much. And it's like, we'll have cases where stuff is like very obviously evil, and it's just like, it's like, no, it's not. It's it's subjective because it's white people that are getting hurt. It's like the thing, I guess. It's like, like Germany, they had they retermed rape if it's like a migrant raping, it's a sexual emergency.
It's different if it's not a white person.
And it's like, I don't know.
Because they don't know any better, because they come from a different culture. It's just a sexual emergency.
Yeah. And,
yeah, that was really fucked up.
yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, sorry, Chaos Mash reminding us how much have we sinned this stream, Trish.
Oh, yeah, we're doing...
We went down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Sinning pretty hard.
Yeah. Gotta...
Anytime, like, that you start talking about the current state of media, it just, like... it's always bad. It's always a bad idea.
Yeah, the pharmacist adds, Germany has fallen far. It is very true. Yeah.
Poland's doing great.
Yeah, Poland sounds nicer and nicer. Can we start learning Polish?
I think Poland has a right of blood, which is, like, what you should have, but, like, I don't...
Let me get my DNA test ready.
Yeah, I don't think you can become a citizen of Poland unless you're... Wow, that was actually pretty cool. He jumped from there to there. I don't think you can become a citizen of Poland unless you have Polish blood. That's how the U.S. was, and then they changed it to be able to naturalize slaves. But, like, if you have... If you can prove your lineage, that, like, you're Polish in some way, you can, you can become a,
This is.
yeah.
Smash as the German guy dragging the activist off the road and bashing him was based. Yeah.
It
Good
was.
for that guy.
This is true.
He's someone who can stand up for himself. And I appreciate that. Eric Lowry says, I have Polish ancestry. Maybe I should follow that thread.
Yeah. You could indeed become,
If you would like to live in a super based Christian life.
yeah, if it interests you at all to be, please pick up the health canister. Why won't you pick up the health canister? Jesus Christ. Fucking Christ.
Smash says, my mom had to deal with racism during World War II due to her being German. Brutal.
I mean, I had to deal with it growing up.
yeah, I still have to deal with it today.
I have to deal with it like on the daily.
I got approached just for wearing that German hat with the flag colors on.
Oh yeah, I forgot, what did that guy say?
He just like aggressively comes up to me and he's like, are you German? You have the German flag on your head, you know that, right? I was like, yeah.
So fucking dumb.
My whole experience in that coffee shop was just strange and unwelcoming. And I would not be surprised if the German hat had something to do with it. But I love that hat.
This guy wasn't even stunned long enough for him to stand up. Should have known better. Should just pick up barrels and throw them. God, these characters are all so bad.
Says, I'm part Lithuanian. I don't know much about the current state of affairs, but I know they don't like communism. Well, that's one step.
Lithuania is certainly... If you don't know anything about the current state of affairs, they probably don't have a giant rash of people cutting their genitals off.
Pharmacist says, one set of great-grandparents were German. I would have loved to get a look at what was in their attic storage. Or Honeydew says, hey Trisha, can you review Titan Maximum? It's a 9-episode robot chicken flavored Voltron show. Each episode is only 11 minutes long. I can't make any promises on that one. Because I do not know what it is, or what it's about, or if I would actually enjoy it, or just be tortured by it. Different reviews for different types of things, you know? Chaos Smash says, should have told him, yeah? What the fuck you gonna do about that? With the German hat, I guess. Marshall says, wait, you review things you like? Oh, lol.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, no one would say that if I was nearby.
I would hope not.
Yeah, you know, throwing stuff really is just the best thing, and she already knows it.
Pharmacist says, all I was told about that branch of the family is that my great-grandfather was a chemist during World War II. Well, that certainly lends to the imagination, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like 70% of the US is German.
Should have been like, yes, it's the German flag, not like it's the Nazi hat. Well, some people believe like it's synonymous. Because they're bigoted. For lack of a better term. Prejudice, I guess, is another term. Chaos Smash says, Adam, I hope you got a happy story in your back pocket.
There was a liberal activist that was stabbed to death in New York City. I don't know the details, but I guess that's some kind of happy.
I think I know the story that you're talking about. Supposedly, they were an activist, and they were known for opening up spaces where people could quote-unquote safely take drugs, so that they wouldn't overdose, and that was supposed to be a good thing, instead of, like, criminalizing people who are drug addicts, I guess. But yeah, he was stabbed to death by someone who was high out of their fucking mind.
Yeah, so that's nice. There was a BLM activist that was against, it was a white woman who was against the criminalization of black bodies, and she was beaten to death in her home by someone who was released early because of initiatives to release black people from prison.
Yeah, these certainly fall under the category of dark ironies, huh?
I don't know.
Alright, Gabe the Gen says, I gotta head off now. Later, everyone. See you next time, Gabe.
Don't fucking do it. I don't remember this level at all. Like, I don't remember it being difficult or easy or anything. I just don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, I could always read the game facts.
I'm sure it has a bunch of fucking useless information.
Honeydew says, I'm trying to remember every manga I've ever read. Nope, loved them all, even Dragon Ball. I will say that either means that you have a higher tolerance than me, or you just have not seen the darkest dredges.
I think most people only read manga from like anime that was good, and so they wouldn't just
Like the popular stuff that's getting like localized.
and I only read manga that you recommend, so I would never have read anything garbage. So
Yeah. I definitely have like kind of a randomizer when it comes to looking for new stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom while they're walking over here again.
Especially classic Dragon Ball. The world was so creative and strange, then unfortunately that was lost in Z and beyond. They don't even have animal people and magic is straight up forgotten. Or Honeydew says, I have seen the darkest trenches. I don't know. don't know if you would like the darkest trenches. You might have seen fairly lukewarm, kinda dim trenches where you were like, oh, that could be very dark, but it's not. I've seen the version of that where it is very dark. Where it is exactly the worst that it could be. And it's just, like, impossible to enjoy because of that. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about, like, dark as in moody, like, depressing dark. I'm talking about, like, dark as in, oh no, this is horrible. Hey. 3D printed an octopus. Hell yeah. Are you okay, buddy? Aww. Too tired to jump up on the couch. Took him multiple tries, but he did it. Alright.
So, in other news, I was on a live stream with one of the two CEOs of Minds. And that was kind of cool.
Yeah. For those of you who are on Minds, that might be fairly interesting.
I don't think anyone's on Minds.
I think a few of my followers are on Minds. A good handful, at least. Or maybe came from Minds, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, is that the new thing? You want me to review hentai?
Minds with a D, like out of your mind. It's a social media platform that's anti-censorship. It was a lot more relevant before Twitter was anti-censorship, because Twitter is so big. I really enjoy Minds, though. It's quite pleasant. As a whole, it's fairly nice over there. Useless.
The farmer says there is a YouTuber who reviews vintage gay porn movies as if they are legit films. It's pretty funny.
I could see that being quite
Yeah, that does sound kind of enjoyable.
Not even bother with that.
What kinds of bad manga are you looking for? I mean, any kind of bad manga. Granted, you know, I take a look at a lot of bad DCYA, and I take a look at a lot of bad webtoons, and they tend to have all the same problem of social justice-y stuff and just like poor outlines and shit not making any sense, right? And then also all the weird sexual stuff. There's certainly no shortage in manga when it comes to weird sexual stuff. But, yeah, I mean, like, whatever manga you've read that you think was, like, preposterously bad. Of healer. I don't know if I have the psyche for that. Granted, redo of healer, I don't. Is there a manga even for that? I'm pretty sure it's just the anime and the light novel.
Ah.
Or the not so light novel.
That explains why I like this guy. He's specifically good for this mission. So those guys are really, really fucking strong, but he's immune to their beam. And that's what makes them so dangerous.
I had a video recommended to me about why French philosophers in the 70s were pro-pedo. I don't know what in the hell I looked up to have that be brought in the algorithm, yeah. Probably too much looking up at lollies. Just linking the two together.
Watching some Leather Apron Club. That seems like it would be a Leather Apron Club video. He's got some pretty good videos. So there's a chance of him absorbing it. He's not actually immune. I thought it was better than it is.
Hey, Pyroseer, welcome to the stream. We're just chilling and chatting and playing some Freedom Force.
There's not enough explosive barrels to get through this mission. Oh, there's some over there, actually. Just load. There's no point. I think after this mission, I'm gonna just use all of the strong stuff.
That sounds like the best option.
This is too fucking annoying. How is El Diablo? Everyone is terrible. What is happening? Minuteman is good, but he's not enough to actually win. And then everyone else is bad. El Diablo gets better later, but he has to level up first. He starts off dog shit garbage. Alright. Easily enough. Manbot is interesting, but also bad. He can absorb energy like Miss Marvel, but it's like a 50% chance or something like that. So energy attacks are maybe not that bad against him. And if he takes enough damage, blue damage numbers means he's resistant. So I guess he's resistant to, I don't know, whatever just got used against him. So he's kind of like a tank. And if he takes enough damage, he explodes and does a bunch of damage. So that's good unless you're trying not to kill your whole team.
Says this reminds me of my experience playing the original Baldur's Gate. I made a half-orc fighter, and he's wrecking shit, but all the mages are struggling.
Yeah, so old D&D is very asymmetrical. So in the beginning, fighters are better, and then later on, mages are better. So weird. They 4th edition kind of samified everything and people didn't like it, but in 4th edition fighters level up steadily and get better as they go. In like 3.5 that's how fighters work. So they have like the smoothest level up. And mages gain power sort of like sporadically, and so I cannot waste explosive barrels in this retard. Emergency El Diablo visit. Please don't even try to hit something with your garbage range attack. Just land and punch him. And then mages, yeah, so please just do it. Just attack. If his overpower thing triggers for the punch, he just can't figure it out. Like, he just stops everything and stands still. Okay, everybody. Let's get some barrels. Save. Show up over here.
Could you review all the senpais and chans? You know, the Uzaki, Magic Senpai, Nagatoro, Tagasan, Tagaki-san. Like, you've already got Tiny Senpai, you're practically halfway done. Let's see. I did review Uzaki. You can definitely look back and see that video from way back then. Magic Senpai, I believe I read the first, if I'm thinking of the same one at least, I believe I read the first volume and I hated it. Couldn't do it. I felt myself die inside. What else? Nagatoro, not my thing, once again. Just can't do it. Couldn't get past the first chapter even, actually. Tagaki-san was good.
I would say with Nagatoro, like, the first chapter is not really super like the rest of it.
Yeah, you also showed me, like, clips of the anime later down the line, but I didn't like that either, so...
I think the anime was also very... They, like, doubled the weirdness.
I mean, I guess that's what you kind of got to capitalize on, right?
So
You're like,
I think
oh, the weirdos like this one. Let's double down.
the only reason anybody likes Nagatoro, I think, is because they've got that, like, sort of ingrained nerd thing, which is like, I don't deserve a normal girl. So a normal girl, there's got to be something wrong with her, otherwise it's not realistic. And so the idea of finding some girl that no one else would want,
She's got to treat me like shit. That's how I know she's the love of my life.
Yeah. So I don't know, and that felt very realistic, but that's also how I've ended up dating, like, absolute fucking nightmares. But then eventually you just meet, like, someone who's really nice, and then you realize you don't have to
Settle.
you don't have to have anything wrong with the fucking girl. They could just be, you know, great, and all of a sudden the whole thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But
Yeah. Not that characters shouldn't have, like, character flaws or downsides, but when it comes to, like, abuse and stuff like that, you don't really need any of that. What was the other one? Oh yeah, I don't know why I have such trouble saying it. Tagaki-san. Watched all of it. Read the manga. Read a little bit of the sequel manga too. Not all of the sequel manga, but just what I could find. And me and Adam watched, like, the movie together.
we did.
Yeah, that was with, like, the two middle schoolers, and she teases him,
Oh.
or she, like, pulls
Yeah, I remember that.
pranks on him. And they had the cat. Yeah. That was sweet, although it was very, very slow. Very slow burner right there. I also feel somewhat betrayed that they kind of just skip over the whole dating, and then the sequel is just like, they're married and they have a kid.
Oh,
Okay.
did we see that?
No, I mean, like, well, that's how they end the movie, with, like, them as adults taking their kid out to go see the fireflies. But I like read bits of the sequel manga, where they're, like, married, and the story continues there. But they skip over the whole dating section.
Classic Japanese. Just like, can't even.
Well, you know.
They have, like, such a skill for writing all that tension, right? Of, like, the initial stages of a relationship, but then, like, there's no, like, actual romance of, like, people, you know, continuing a romance. It's just...
I mean, like, there's some, they're just, like, you gotta know to look to the right places.
I don't know, there's, like... Man, he took a whole crate to the face and didn't even flinch.
That's a hard-ass motherfucker right there.
Great job, El Diablo.
Yeah. Ay caramba.
Yeah. My thoughts exactly. Oh, man, he hit him so hard he didn't even need to use an animation. Big
Eric
stuff.
Lowry says, that kind of thing always disappoints me. I want to see the couple actually being together after the initial stages of their relationship. Yeah, I'm on your side with that one. It is good to pick up, like, a romance and anticipate them getting together and stuff. It gets annoying after a while when there's absolutely no reason why they're not dating already. manga just goes on and on and on. But I also, additionally, would like to see the manga continue after they do start dating. And there are some manga series that do that, and I enjoy those the most out of any romance. Like, I enjoyed Uzaki 10 times more when they actually were dating, and the story just kept going. Kimi no Totoki really annoyed me with how much it dragged its feet getting the romantic leads together. Yeah, there's honestly a lot of anime and manga like that. And sometimes it's really, really stupid. Melody adds, you and I are polar opposites, has a main couple that actually dates at the start of the manga. It's pretty cute. Yeah, there's a couple of series like those too, where it starts off at the let's date, but then once they're dating, they're still kind of like taking it slow. Just to give you the feel.
Yeah, there was like the Spoils Me Rotten or whatever.
Oh yes, the Angel Next Door spoiled me rotten.
They're like dating or something, but like essentially not really.
Yeah. They're extremely. They're basically acting like a married couple without actually dating each other, and then like at the end of the anime series they get together, and the light novel series continues with them dating each other. And I do enjoy the fifth light novel volume where they're dating, and it's a lot of fluff. There's a couple weird things in there too, but Japan. Japan. But yeah, I enjoy the fluff, honestly. I feel like you gotta have, if you're gonna have like a bunch of drama and anticipation, you gotta also have the reward at the end. You gotta have the fluff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's like, I think there's a difference between filler and who got stunned. Someone I can't see, I guess. There's a difference between filler and just like the story being a bit slow in a part. Like, I never really understood why, like, people didn't like filler, right? And I didn't really understand it. So it's like, well, why wouldn't they just write good filler? Like, you could just have side stories that don't affect the main plot and have them be interesting.
Oh yeah, you definitely could.
I could write tons of good filler for all sorts of stuff. So like, why couldn't the original writers do that?
Yeah. There are some people who have filler arcs that they like of, same series. But yeah. Sometimes they just exist because they want to give the manga series more time. And so it's not the original writer actually writing the filler. They're just, once again, making up shit. Our Honeydew says, crazy to think we actually get to see a lot of Bulma and Vegeta being together and a couple. And it works and is endearing, while Goku and Chi-Chi's relationship is practically off-screen. Yeah, I guess so.
I was kind of surprised with Dragon Ball Super. They were like, yeah, they had like scenes that had Vegeta and was it Bulma being together. There's a scene where they're trying out some teleporting power and they accidentally teleport into Vegeta and Bulma's like bedroom after she's coming out of the shower in a towel, and then he's like, I don't know, he's just in a different context than he normally is, where he's like concerned husband, which is sort of interesting.
Right, right. There is something to be said about writing scenes with the characters just like interacting with each other and existing in the world, and you know, it adds an atmosphere. Marshall says, I like filler. I like to walk around and live in the world for a bit before the plot starts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like side quests in like games and stuff kind of are that, right? Where you can walk around, and I think people are more used to that. I mean, a lot of times you have to like really disguise it and stuff to do any world building, because well, you don't want to just be like lore dumping, but like if you have someone just like go to the market to buy something, all of a sudden you get to talk about your like import-export economy. Whereas like maybe you wouldn't have normally been able, that wouldn't have been something that could normally even be talked about unless you have some character who's like a brainiac who just talks about all of your lore all the time. I guess might as well just use a barrel.
Melanie also says, I've read a few that follow adult couples. Yes, those are definitely targeted towards adult women. What are they called again? Yosei or something? Or Josei?
Josei, yeah.
Yeah, like Futari Ashita mo Sorinai ni. It's a slice of life about a girlfriend and boyfriend living together, building up to their proposal.
You still pursue
That
me.
sounds nice.
However, I think you will find my rebirth has provided me with more than enough power to stop you.
You'll never win, Sukov.
Bah! If Mother Russia cannot have the bomb, then no one will.
The bomb's been activated.
Can't wait for side questing in Vampires Masquerade. Yeah, that should be fun.
Looks like we're about to go out with a bang.
Ay caramba.
Son that bomb.
Well, I mean, why not use the best technique? What is my objective? Oh, have Minuteman disarm the bomb. Okay. Well, why don't we do one of these? And then you go fly 2. And you do something useful, I don't know.
In America, they're called fem cells. Hey, I like Jose.
"50 seconds.
I have the knowledge to disarm the bomb. Just keep that frozen fiend at bay.
"40 seconds.
Oh, these are the Frost Warrior. That's a pain in my ass. He's gonna take 10 years to get there. Yeah.
"30 seconds.
Winter.
Excuse me. Okay.
Sweat and Soap is a little harder to recommend since it has some sex scenes and a weak beginning, but it does show the big milestones
I've
of their
defused it.
relationship, like moving
Now
together
for
in marriage and
nuclear
stuff.
winter.
Honestly, if I wasn't going to do a Stone Clean ad in that video, I wouldn't have read Sweat and Soap. I did find it mildly amusing, though. That it wasn't terrible, despite being a fetish manga. Like, it wasn't terrible morally wise, anyways. Like, it wasn't super degenerate.
Great. God, this fat fuck. Can you even get up there? Hit. What are you up to? Where's the... yeah. Smash that guy. Now... Alright. 3 times damage. Smash. See it.
Patriot City. Time to pay the piper,
One shot.
Sukov.
Yeah. Minuteman, too strong.
You win this round, but your pathetic democracy will one day freeze in the clutches of nuclear winter.
Take him away, boys. Thanks for your help, stranger. What can we call you?
Call me what you will. I live only to undo the harm I have done.
I say we call him Namba.
It's a fitting title. My deeds have made me less than human.
Thanks for the
Okay,
assist.
Andor.
But what's the name of this team of yours?
You can call us Freedom Force.
Freedom Force?
Yes.
They're really not going to turn down the music for the
What say you
cutscene.
all? Are
I
we a
guess
team?
not.
For freedom! For freedom!
At least they have subtitles for this one.
Okay. Did I even get all the enemies? Wow, I actually did. I wasn't going to go back if I didn't. It's too fucking much of a pain. Alright, we did it. Yes. Fuck this mission. Never doing it again. Oh good, we leveled up fucking Mentor. I'm sure he'll be useful. Alright.
Eric Lowry says, I love how unenthusiastic they all sound, except for
The
Minuteman.
armored plating of our
He's
hero
having the time
in
of
a
his
tin
life.
can. All will be revealed in the ominous origin of Manbot.
Alright, guys.
Hell yeah.
Strap in for the origin of Manbot. I like him conceptually, but
A man who inherited the looks and the money that won him the affections of every
Money? And then
beautiful
they show
woman
him
in
lifting?
Patriot City.
How come Tom didn't want to come to the beach with us, Ted?
Knowing my egghead brother, he's probably stuck in a lab somewhere, trying to save the world.
Gosh, you'd think after winning the Nobel Prize, he'd take a break every now and then.
Then, without warning,
My stupid
Hey,
smart brother.
Ted, what's happening to you? Help! Help!
What's happening to me? So much pain. What's wrong with
So
me?
good.
Can feel the energy growing again. Must see Tom. He'll know what to do. Later,
Your body has been infused with some kind of
Nobel
mysterious power
Prize is
I've never come
basically
across.
just like,
An energy X,
bullshit.
if you will.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
it's like the
Poindexter.
committee always
Get
chooses.
rid of it.
It's not that simple, Ted. We're dealing with a force beyond our comprehension. However, I do have some good news.
Although I'm sure
I
his brother
designed
is
this
a real
prototype
genius.
suit to allow crippled people to walk. However, its molecular structure is such that I
Why did
believe
you
it
need
would
that
contain
suit?
massive energy until we can find a cure.
How
So
long
it's
do you
like-
want me to wear
you
that
don't think-
tin can?
We've got the finest minds in the world here, Ted. In a A few months, I'm sure.
Few months? You're out of your oversized mind, little brother. There's no way in heck I'm gonna...
What is it?
Energy. Surge.
Oh no,
Tom.
he killed his brother.
Tom! Oh my God, what have I done? My brother only
man.
wanted to help me, and my vanity has taken his life. I will devote my life to finding a way to cure myself.
Until that day, the world shall only know me as the Manbot.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Oh shit! It's Kid Liberty, or not Kid Liberty yet, but it's your sidekick.
Oh. Hey, nice.
Now we're gonna break the fuck out of this game. Oh, I guess. Do we get the Blackbird have like a cutscene or something? In and out of jail for burglary, Cassandra Galloway.
Hey, Raven, knock off. Let's go.
I don't think it's a Raven. I think it's supposed to be.
Raven and Black Canary.
Yeah, what, does she have mystical powers?
Piercing peck, fluttering
Sonic
letters,
wing.
Sonic wing, seeking beam. I mean, the costume itself is like very clearly inspired by Raven, though.
I don't know. I mean, she has the fishnets. I think they just added extra bird stuff to. Okay, so I could recruit her. She doesn't have a cutscene though. It's kind of weird. Database. Heroes. Details? No. It's just. Okay, so I could recruit her. Or. Could, fuck around with this. Okay. I think that is enough. I know there's like someone that there's some regenerating power that seems very nice. Permanent blindness.
Ah, it is 1:21. So we should
Yeah.
probably be wrapping up the stream at this point.
Yeah. Allergic reaction to the power behind the universe, leaving you vulnerable to energy. Man, the kerning. Leaving.
Yeah, no good. That's a bad V. That V got hurt as a child.
Yeah, it must be the V because it's yeah, it's apart from the O. And I thought there was a regeneration power. That might be in the sequel. I saw that.
Never says so. You're watching a car action movie, and the main guy is driving head on with the bad guy. Good guy goes fender bend this, and jumps out the last second and rolls to safety.
Yeah, there you go. I guess. Grounded. Okay, so resistance is bedeviled. More vulnerable to mystical damage. Okay. Wait, slow. Is there a faster? What does this do? What are these? Oh, there's different voices. Okay. Material type flesh. That is so gross. Okay, wait. Characters. Okay, I can edit here. That's what I need. I think. There it is. Okay. So, what does this stat do? What do any of these stats do? Oh, speed. Okay, so that must be, there it is. Character's movement speed. That could be useful. certainly could be useful. Let's. How much energy do I have? Or points. So I guess I'll show you guys next time. Or how do I? If I was going to recruit, this would cost what? Oh, recruitment costs 2.6. Okay, so I have 6,000 available. So I could actually do something bonkers and get the this guy. But I think he's. I don't understand him enough to make him really good. Fast healing? What is this? Your character will continuously recover HP whenever they are damaged up to a maximum of 100 HP. I think this guy benefits from more points. So next time I will show you, good folks, how exactly this person is broken. But until then, I suppose I guess I could spend a flat 3,000. Although making this character faster might just make it more convenient to use. So maybe I should just dump all 6K into making this person. Oh, that's actually not even that expensive.
You are such a cute puppers.
Okay.
I see we have some Futurama jokes in the chat. Yes, she do look like she want that snoo.
Well, zero. Can't type zeros. Oh, is this? This game is not compatible with the numpad. Alright, I guess next time we'll see what's the deal with the president of the Freedom Force fan, or the Minuteman fan club.
Yeah.
And all the kids have loafers on. What absolute gentlemen. Yeah, next time we'll be introduced to the snoo. Is there? Oh no. Okay. Danger Room? Oh, okay. So Danger Room is just straight up the X-Men thing. You can replay missions.
Cool.
Yeah. So we have sinned immensely.
Yes. Must tell happy story.
Rather, I blame Trisha.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all Trisha's fault.
Oh, puppers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a happy story. There's a cute dog over here.
Readjusting your cuteness, Gergie. Oh, he's a buggy good.
So what, so I guess recently I've run into I've run into a bunch of sort of like white pills about the world in general. Like, just I'm just seeing so many more people standing up to the left's like bullshit. Like we went to like a fair that like wasn't great like sales wise. It was very bad sales wise. We just got screwed by like random chance, right? Like it was raining the 2 days before, so then those events from those 2 days, I think there's 2 or actually like 3 events that got moved to the day we did ours, and they were events in the same area, so people went to the postponed events instead of to ours. So yeah. But anyway, the people there were quite based. A lot of people walking around with like Trump hats and stuff, and there was this like sweet old lady stopped by, and she was looking at the romance novel I wrote, Treading Water, and I was like, that's a romance story about a couple who meets in Disney World. And she's like, oh, Disney's a bad company. And I was like, yeah, no, I know. And she's like, they've gone down the path of debauchery. It's like, yeah, I know, but, when I was younger, it wasn't that bad.
I didn't write the book about debauchery. You can calm down, lady.
Yeah, I was like, well, it's like kind of like a... Sounds fun, a triple event. Yeah, but it's not a triple event. It's like other events in other places in which we were not selling stuff. And then a bunch of people like doing garage sale bullshit that were just like, I don't even understand. There was some lady who had a bunch of like stuff out, and she had everything was like $1. Everyone was selling everything for $1. And like, I buy 2 CDs, and then I like asked the lady the price, and she's like so downtrodden, telling me $2. And then I'm like, okay, and I pick out 2 CDs and like give her $2, and she's like, thank you. And it's like, dude, why are you so happy you're made $2? Go home, leave, go home. Like, you don't need $2. Like, just get the fuck out of here.
It is kind of like issues with more hickey areas, I guess, where they're like also very, very stingy with money.
Yeah. I don't know. That it just seems like a weird attitude. Like you can't just like I don't know. There's like a middle ground between just people tossing out stuff that's perfectly good just for whatever reason, then people like I don't know.
I will say this though, out of all the fairs we've ever been to, cheapest water I've ever bought was at this one. It's $1 for a bottle of water. That's how it should be.
Yeah. I mean, we know you're buying the case for $4.
Yeah,
so don't,
right?
like, it's like 24 bottles or 36 bottles or whatever, and it's like, no.
Every single fair, it's like, hell yeah, that'll be like $3.99 for a bottle. Like, god damn.
Yeah, so there was that lady, and she was like, she was nice and stuff, but she didn't buy anything. But no one did. There was
we sold toys, I guess.
There was some guy with like a army hat that was like, but we sold the toys. We didn't sell any books. Everybody likes the fidget toys.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who was wearing like an army hat, and I was like, oh, thank you for your service. And he's like, oh yeah, know your enemy. That's what they say. You know who our enemy is? It's the government. They want to put all white people in camps and force us to have injections. Don't even work. You know it doesn't work, right? And I was like, yeah, I know. It's like,
all right, buddy.
Anyway, like...
I was expecting someone to sweep him up and go like, okay, Grandpa, let's go.
It's like, I mean, like, that's, Anyway, I'm like, I got books. If you're interested in the books, I just, I was like, yeah, my grandpa was in the Navy. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were combining them, like combining an anime convention, a quinceanera, and a Civil War reenactment. That would be nice because then I would have lots of people to buy my things. But
Oh yeah.
instead, it was one very deflated event that had no one there, and
Although granted, it was not a very pricey place to,
No,
to
it was
buy
cheap.
a spot for, yeah. And they have another October event that's the same price.
yeah, so might do that. I don't know. But yeah, and so it's not terrible at all. It's like not even that bad of a drive too. So
Yeah.
and but it was just like it was kind of cool to see like normal people like getting it.
Right. We don't have to like convince them that we're not crazy.
Yeah. But they also didn't buy anything, so it's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, but it is nice.
To supporting American business, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but it was nice to talk to people that were like sort of based.
Based, yeah.
Just have based
Some Giga
people.
Chads.
Yeah. It was cool. And then I talked to this Greek guy, and he was like I don't know, he was like we were dog whistling back and forth, and then he was like, not to be a conservative or anything, and I was like, oh God forbid.
Oh yeah.
He's like, but I don't know if I want to let my kids go into the middle school, because there's like some really weird agendas and stuff, like it's really the stuff they're trying to teach. I was like, oh yeah, it's really bad. You can't imagine how bad it is. And I was explaining like the books and stuff where they're like trying to like
Oh yeah, shoving porn in elementary schools.
yeah like all the pornographic stuff, and like and then I was like there's one book where they give middle schoolers advice on how to dehumanize your sexual partners so you don't get emotionally attracted to them and just see them as objects. And I was like, yeah, that's like bad. And he's like, oh, that's horrible, like, and I was like, yeah, I was watching this like dating podcast, and he was like, the whatever podcast, and I was like, yeah.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, I love that, it's so good. And like that's a very like based dating podcast, so
very base reaction.
yeah, it was funny. The guy I was like
opens up a little bit more and more.
Yeah, he's like so he's planning on putting his kids when they get into when they get out of elementary school, he's gonna put them into Catholic school. He's like Greek Orthodox, obviously, because he's Greek. But I asked him about that, and he's like, oh, it's like more the structural thing, like the hierarchy of the Catholic Church is the problem, more than their religious differences. And like, I can always do my own little lessons at home to tell them the differences and help them to understand, like,
Yeah.
So.
But
Anyway, so
happy story is you went to a nice place with some nice people.
yeah, and
It was very quaint.
yeah, there's a lot more. I think as crushing as the world might seem, just remember that you're not alone in feeling that, and the more sort of crushing it seems to get, the more other people are starting to be very against it. And I think that what I want to adopt in my own life is not to be like super preachy about this stuff necessarily, but to be true, like to be genuine about like how my opinions and how I feel about stuff, and
right.
just so that I can help other people to be brave and not like
I don't want to get involved in politics or anything. I'm not the type of person who's gonna die while changing somebody's mind, but I do comics. I just want to do my comic thing without people trying to hashtag cancel me because I said something they disagree with.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's an important thing to like put out content out there that isn't like super cucked, for lack of a better term. I think a lot of that like super lefty stuff is very depressing. Like it's kind of predicated on like very depressing concepts in order to legitimize it. And I think that's like not good for you. I think it's just like, yeah, so there is some value in like putting out stuff that just isn't infested. So anyway, that's all we got for you. Hopefully you'll join us again soon. I gotta sneeze.
Gesundheit.
They scare you, Gurgi?
Oh, you woke him right up.
You're so soft.
He was so alarmed. He was like, what was that?
You're so weak, Gurgi. You need to handle sneezes. Anyway, yeah, good night, Marshalt. Good night to you all, and thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate you guys being here. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next stream, guys.
Yeah. Catch you guys